and welcome to my YouTube channel, Juliet Neilcraft. So today is a time for Dawn and Julia Create, and she's brought back an oldie but a goodie. So this is where the snot green originated from. From a 2 cards, I'm just trying to find which pair of my scissors is sharp, and I've packed my scissor sharpeners, so I'm just going to have to go with what I've got here. So Dawn used to have this series running, which was like 1 sheet of paper, 2 cards. And she, on her, one of the Dawn and Julia Creates, she decided that we would do that challenge together. But that's when she chose the plainest snot green paper in the world. Now, I have to say, I've gone very, very easy on myself, and I'm hoping Dawn will forgive me, because I do think I'm doing this challenge here without much challenge to myself at all. I'm going to make my excuses. It is currently 10 o'clock at night. I've got to get up at 6:30 tomorrow to catch a train to go down to Peterborough for a show. And I'm travelling home this Saturday, the day that this goes live. So I didn't want to let everybody down by not doing a video. But I'm also just going to try and really quickly put something together. So I have deliberately chosen a piece of paper. It's from this one here, Craft Sensations, which I think is, I can't remember whether that's a B&M one or a what you call it, B&M or the Works. It's one of the two anyway. So I deliberately chose a piece of paper that had nice fussy cut elements. We do have an ink pad, a sentiment, and a black pen, I believe. So I'm just going to very quickly, I've run out of card blanks, so I've just used a blank card and folded it in half very unevenly. So we've got a little card and a big card. Yeah, so I'm just probably going to put some of these things on and some of that paper, and I'm so sorry it's not more imaginative than that, but I do hope you will forgive me. I'm going to fussy cut round this sentiment. So yeah, so that's why the nails are all done, because I don't normally have my nails done. I keep wanting to have my nails done for YouTube as well, but I love wearing the gel. I find I can only wear gel nails whilst crafting. If I use any other type of polish or anything like that, the polish tends to rub off on my work, and I would rather be able to craft than have beautiful nails. So I do find that the gel nails works best, but I also find that the gel nails don't half wreck my nails, and I always find the condition of my nails really bad afterwards. So I don't sort of tend to wear them too much, but I do like my nails painted. I always used to be that girl, you know, with the painted nails all the time. But there you go, I'm not now. But just purely that I prefer the condition of my nails. So yeah, I've got my nails all painted. You can guess, mind you, by the time you're watching this, I'll be on the train back home. I'll be probably editing. So yeah, it doesn't quite match what I'm wearing today, but it will match what I'm wearing when I'm on Telebox. So yeah, as I said, I feel really bad because I would have liked to have done something slightly more challenging, but I'm really, really hoping that we can just make 2 very quick and simple cards, because I desperately need to get to my bed and I don't want to be getting up. I always feel anytime I go anywhere, I'm always far too stressed before I head, and I always think, oh yeah, I'm going to be ready in plenty of time, and the day seems to be sort of going okay. And then I always find that I'm going to bed really late. It's already 10 o'clock, so yeah, I would kind of like this to be done fairly quickly. That's really bad, I'm so sorry. But if you want to see a professional do this, go and check our Dawn, because she'll have rocked it. Interesting to see what paper pad. We've got free choice of our own paper pad this time, which is good. And don't get me wrong, like, I am going to rib Dawn forevermore for the snot green page. So, I mean, she's been very kind to me, and I do love her, and I am so grateful for a really easy challenge, because if it had been anything other than being able to quickly put 2 cards together with minimal supplies, I think I would have had to send her a message and say, I'm so sorry, Dawn, but it's not going to happen. but the fact that it was such an easy brief this time has kind of made it doable, so I'm very, very grateful to that. So I'm just going to go with these styles. I think I'm just probably going to pretty much lay these on, add a little bit of what's left from, because on the reverse side we've got this sort of grey script, so we'll add a bit of that on, these fussy cut embellishments and a little bit of doodling. If I can find a pen, because my favourite doodle pen's all packed. I'm all packed. So this time I'm taking a craft tote. I've always used a suitcase before, but actually that proved really problematic last time, because although the suitcase sort of held all the stuff, the weight of it wasn't very good. So because this time I was on the train, because I have been going with my husband in the car, which made life an awful lot easier, but my daughter hates us both going away, so and now that sort of restrictions have eased and we're double jabbed and all of that sort of stuff, I am taking the train again, but I found that my suitcase, it fell forward constantly, which wasn't great. It made it very difficult. And then the bag that I'd put, so I had a suitcase and then I sort of had a bag with, you know, that sort of zips over the handle. I think this could work quite well, but I'm going to have to snip into it more. Yeah, I have like a bag that goes over the handle. So it rests on top of the suitcase, which had all the craft stuff in. But then it's still, oh, I don't know what I'm trying to say. It sort of slipped over, so you could still sort of carry it nice and easily. But it was sort of like one bag sat on top of the other. But because of the width of the bag that I had and the width of the suitcase, it kept sort of spinning around. Anyway, it really wasn't working and it was very, very stressful. There we go. Isn't that pretty? Bish bash bosh. Maybe do with another little flower. And go with one of these. Just to sort of, possibly done with that one with the leaf. I just want to make sure I end up with enough paper left to at least have a feature bit of that grey. Yeah, I don't know what I'm trying to say. So this time I've got a craft tote, so that seems to have worked a lot better because it's a wider bag. Because it's designed for it, I fit everything in, but the bag isn't tipping over because obviously it's been designed to fit in. So I feel like I've made a better use of the space. And then the bag that sits on top with my clothes on it, hopefully that should work better because it's now got a wider base to sit on. So we'll see how this goes. Only one change on the way down, although it's a bit of a tight one. It's like an 8-minute change, so I always get really stressed when I have to change. Trains. Oh, that's better. It just needed a bit of greenery and a bit of something on that side. Right, let's get some flowers for this one. So I'm just doing a bit of fussy cutting because I'm not sure how long this video will last otherwise. And also it's the main thing, and it just means I can prattle on. I mean, to be honest, I've just waffled and the words and the brain are not connecting, so what you're actually having to watch, I am sorry. I might edit this on the train. I mean, I'm going to have like 8 hours to kill. The one advantage of it being an earlier train at this time is that I get into Peterborough a lot earlier, so hopefully there'll be time to sort of settle down and get myself some dinner, get a nice early night, and then for once I'm not in at the crack of dawn, because normally I'm in having to get up at like 4:30 in the morning to be in the studio in time, but I'm not due in the studio till, you have to be in 2 hours before your show, so I'm due in at 4 o'clock, so I've also got most of the day, so I'm kind of thinking that I'm having a break. I was going to take stuff to colour in on the train, but I'm not. I've got a book, I've got some of my Pinterest school to do, although I don't know how much of that I'll get done because I've just suddenly realised the bit that I want to do I need to be online for, and yeah, how that'll work on the train I don't know. So, but at least I get into Peterborough. I should be there for about tea time. Well, I get into Peterborough at 3:30, but then I need to get the bus from there to Eindel. But at least I'll have time to actually go and get something to eat and sort of recover for a little bit, and maybe even have time to fit in a bit of crafting as well. But I'll just see how I feel. I think I have enough demos prepped. I really don't know. I really don't know. Right, now there's some weird message on my iPad saying connection's been lost between the cameras, so I'm just going to double check that and then see how we are. I might cut into this a bit more and make this go a bit further. So we can possibly have that there like so. I don't see the flower though. Unless we put the balloon behind it. What did I just do with a bit? I'm faffing now. I'm going to cut into this again. I'm really hoping this is still recording, because as I said, there's a funny message to say that the connection with the camera has lost, but every time that's happened to me before, it's still been recording, so I'm hoping that's the case this time, because if something's gone wrong, there's not going to be a huge amount I can do to fix it. I don't know why I'm trying to fussy cut that properly, because we're not even really going to see that part. Yeah, so if we have that like so, and then we can have, let's just chop some of that off, we can have that. So it's doing its usual trick. It was recording absolutely fine. So I'm going to take this now, and with the bits that we've got left, we could probably make more than 2 cards, but yeah, I'm not even going to attempt that tonight. So for this one here, and just have it like so. Got that one, that's pretty. And what about this one? Should we have a solid? Just want to make it slightly different, but not exactly the same. Maybe that'll do. I'm not going to overthink it. I really do not have the time or the brain power to overthink, so I'm just going to lift that up like so, and we'll get this stuck down and hope that the glue works. Yay! I put a brand new glue in as well just to make sure it's all working. Okay, so I'm just going to glue that as it's lying there, because that should be in just about the right place. Oops. Okay. So, do that now. Flip that round. That should sort of be in the right place. Kind of. I'll tell you that. There we go. So I've got that. So, and then I'm going to add that last little yellow flower there. Perfect. Perfect. Right. This one's should be fairly easy. So I'm going to get a bit of glue. I'm going to have it go right to the edge on this one, just so that it's a bit different to the other one. And let's get the balloons down first, but what I will do is I'm just going to put glue down in the middle so that I've got room to tuck those flowers in and around. There we go. So we had this one. Where did the yellow bit go? Where did the yellow bit go? Sorry, I just That just can't be helped, really. Right, I think we should have the yellow bit down here, because then it'll contrast nicely. I chopped that quite a bit, actually. Let's just chop that. I don't want too much. There we go. Add that there. I'm not sure if that's exactly how we had it before, but it'll do. It'll do. Get that in there. And like so. There we go. Now we are allowed a sentiment, so I might just pop a sentiment just there. I'm just going to see what I can quickly find next to me, because as I said, I'm not going to, that sounds terrible, I'm not going to go to much effort. I just really want to go to bed. No, that sounds terrible. I want to go to bed. Right, so we've got that. And we'll need to off this. On the positive note of this, I mean, I feel bad in that I've not given it as much thought as I maybe could have, but I've also not overwhelmed myself. So we've taken one sheet of paper out of my craft stash, just one. So sometimes we can have a tendency to really, really overwhelm ourselves and look at all our crafty stash and not know what to do. And it's a really good exercise just to be able to really minimalise our supplies. I know Dawn is a huge believer in this, and she does it a lot, because sometimes when you reduce your supplies, you increase your creativity and you don't overwhelm yourself. As I said, I am rushing, I'm not going to lie. So sometimes when we're crafting, we've got ages to faff about and to do all our layers and to just get lost in the process, and there's something really, really beautiful about that. And there's other times when we have that need to create, but we maybe, for whatever reason, don't have that time. And I suppose this is good to show that yes, we can spend ages creating and enjoy it, but also if we have a spare 5 minutes and that's all we can eke out because that's our particular circumstances at the time, we can still create something beautiful with very little supplies and time. I'm just going to push all that to the side there, pretend it doesn't exist. Right, I've got my Arteza pen. I've not used this one in a while. That's just because my current favourite is all packed up. So I'm just going to do a wiggly squiggly border. I'm sure pen was on the list. I haven't even double checked the message, but I'm pretty sure it was one ink, one sentiment, a black pen and one sheet of paper. So I might, as I said, I might just grab a sentiment for this one. And I have to say, I'm much happier with these cards than with the Snot Green episode. They were not amongst my favourite creations that I've ever made in life. Right, actually for this one, I don't think I'm going to draw over the border bit. I'm going to let that stand out by deliberately avoiding it. Right. La la la. I feel like I've ran out of waffle now. You're probably like, thank goodness. Take a breath, girl. Stop waffling about a load of nonsense. Gotta laugh. You gotta laugh. Right. So, doesn't a little border make a biggest difference in life? It really does. If you're minimising your supplies, just, I wasn't sure there's a black pen. It's amazing what you can do with a black pen. Right, I'm just going to look for a little stamp. I'm not in the process of overthinking today, so I literally just grabbed the first stamp set that came to hand, which is one of mine. It's one of the little toadstool ones, and I've got this sentiment that says, it's the little things in life. And I'm just going to pop that there. This should stamp fine. If it doesn't, it's an old ink pad. As I said, I'm not working with my normal, there we go, my normal things. That is perfect. Now, the only thing I would add now is black splashes, but I don't have them. So we're gonna leave things as they are. There we go. Fine. Sorry, my desk isn't all tidy. So, my 2 cards from 1 sheet of paper. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm sorry for all the waffle and the basic cards. I hope that's okay. Please forgive me, Dawn. And yeah, please do go and check what Dawn has done, because as I said, she did a whole series on this, so she will absolutely knock it out of the park because she knows what she's doing with it. Okie dokie. So, that's it. Please do go and check out Dawn. If you have enjoyed it here, please do consider liking and subscribing, and I will be back with some more crafty goodness very, very soon. Okay, take care then, and goodbye.